Hey guys, it's Christina. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my first year teaching, which was last year. So I'm actually going into my second year and I'm really excited. Yay, that'll be fun. And it'll be fun not to literally be lost and hopeless and just probably crying all the time, but I don't know, I might cry still, we'll see. But last year there was a lot of tears, especially in the beginning, but it worked out. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. Basically I just wanted to share this because I know when I was a first year teacher last year, I looked all over YouTube. I tried to find all these videos about first year teaching and all of this stuff. And I did find some, and they were pretty helpful overall. But what I found is a lot of them were a little bit unrealistic. They made me feel that I didn't have anything together. And I kind of just felt really just behind. I just felt like I did not have it together like I should. And so I kind of wanted to help people just have a realistic understanding of what it might be like, but also understand that it is so good as it goes on. And you really, if you are called to teaching, it just blossoms, so to speak, into just the best thing ever. So I guess the first few months of teaching were, needless to say, really hard. I definitely cried a lot in September, cried a little bit in October, and then I would say around middle of October, before Halloween, I definitely got the hang of it, kind of. I don't know if teachers really ever get the hang of it 100%. I feel like we're always learning, growing, all this stuff. But I felt like in general I got the hang of it in terms of going in, how to structure the day, all of that. And I saw the kids starting to grow a little more, and just that was very encouraging, because at first I was like, are they going to grow? Are they going to even change? Are they going to stop throwing themselves on the floor crying? I don't even know. So the first few months, kind of hard, actually really hard, and definitely contemplated not teaching. And I definitely also contemplated why I did this at all and why I even chose this profession. So just being real, that's what I thought about. And yeah, it was not the best time, but we got through it. So the middle of the year, I would say, was the best. Well, the end was really good too, but the middle was great because, you're really in the swing. You've got your classroom management thing all down, kind of. I mean, like I said, teachers are always shifting and changing what they want and what they like and don't like. So I don't want to say that you 100% just get it, but you do establish something you like, I hope. So I established that I liked what I was doing and that it was working, and the kids seemed to like it too. And, so I go through the year and we're reading, we're starting to do math, we're doing all this stuff. And, then you really start to get to know those kids. And that is the best, because something I realize is that, and it might be kind of obvious to people, but for me, I guess it just really hit me that knowing their personality is probably one of the top things that will help the community grow in your class. Every one of the kids has such a different personality, and they take things different ways, they respond to things different ways, and that's just the way it is because they're humans. And so it's fun to learn all their personalities, and some you do kind of mesh with more than others, but that doesn't mean that the other kids that maybe you don't mesh with are bad. They're just, everyone's different, and so you just have to figure out how to relate to each child in a different way. And it grows you as a person because you are really growing yourself and how you relate to others. Even though they might be only 5 and 6 years old, you are still learning how to relate to people who happen to be them. And I think it's actually very humbling and very growing to do that. And then in the end of the year, things are winding down, everyone's getting, kind of amped up for the end of the year. And it was really fun. I mean, you do have to kind of, I think, well, at least for me, I loosened a little bit as the kids started to know my expectation, because then I found they kind of just followed and knew what to expect and knew what to do in terms of classroom management and how I liked it. However, at the end, I had to tighten the grip a little more because, everyone's really excited for summer. And then at the end, I loved it. I was like, kindergarten is the best. This is my passion. This is my calling. I'm all for it. And now I am 100% sold. I love kindergarten, and it turned out amazing. So if I go back to the beginning versus the end, it is so different, because in the beginning I wanted to quit the second day, and at the end I wanted to do it forever. So I just hope that kind of encourages you to really stick it out, because I would hope that it will turn out like that for you. And yeah, so I think like a few takeaways from the whole year that I'm hoping you can kind of think about as you're entering your first year is really try, especially if you're a 22-year-old, like just out of college teacher, or in your 20s at all, very young, younger than your coworkers, definitely show them that you want to learn from them, because I found that a lot of them are older than you, and they have been there longer than you have, or at least teaching longer, and they want to know that you do respect them. Like, you're not coming in trying to change everything and tell them that you're better. You want to learn from them because they have knowledge you don't have. But in return, they also will learn from you because you have knowledge that they might have not thought about. So it's a kind of a give and take, and it's really nice. Also, be your individual self, because literally there are so many different teachers. All these teachers do things differently the way they like it, and that's great, but you can do that too. So if you like to do something a certain way and another teacher does it a different way, you don't have to do it their way. You can do it your way, and if you actually end up hating your way, try a different way and just try a bunch of stuff, but don't try and conform to other teachers just because they're older or they seem to have more knowledge, because you know what? They might actually like your way, and then you guys could form a whole nice community and share ideas, and no one has to feel like they just have to conform because someone might know more, someone might just be out of college, or someone might have been teaching forever. Everyone can share ideas, but also be their own individual self. And then I guess another thing too is, if you're coming from student teaching, I had a lot of issues with not trying to be just like the teachers I student taught with. I tried to be like them so much that I kind of in the beginning just didn't know what I even wanted. I just knew what they did, and I worked so hard to do what I did in student teaching that it kind of backfired, because it just made me not understand my own thoughts and my own desires and my own just needs for the classroom, because these kids were different than the ones I had in the student teaching. So yeah. And also give yourself an adjustment period. Allow yourself, if you're crying all of September like I was and like literally wanting to quit, allow yourself to adjust through that, because it will get better. 100% it will get better. And then another thing is the kids will get better. The kids will learn. The kids will grow. You will see improvement. And I know it seems like you won't at first, because if like 9 out of 10 of them, or I guess that's kind of a low number, if like 20 out of 25 of them are like throwing temper tantrums every day and like, running around the classroom and don't know how to sit and cross their legs, then it is very discouraging at first, because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. But if you stick with your classroom management plan, if you keep going, they will learn. You just have to do it. You have to try. You have to keep it consistent every single day, and they will learn. I promise, because kids, as they get into the routine, they adjust. They just like you're adjusting, they adjust, because they don't know you at first either. So give them time to adjust. And then also, I guess the last thing I just want to say is, believe that God has put you there for a reason. Whether you're a Christian or not, God has put you there for a reason. You are there because you are called. You are there because you have a purpose there. It might not be the highest paying school you could ever be at. It might not be the exact school you wanted at first, or, it might not even be the exact grade, but God wants you there for a reason. So do not give up, because He has put you there for a purpose. If the whole year is hard, you have learned so much throughout the year. Guarantee you have, because those things you learned through that hard year will bring you through to the next year, and you will learn, oh, I want to do something differently, or I want to relate to this person differently. I want to do this, that, whatever. You will grow so much. So just believe that you're there for a purpose, that God has a plan for you. God really has a plan. Teachers are called. God calls teachers. Like, this is really a calling. This is not just like, oh, I kind of want to be a teacher. Like, no, you're called. I don't even know how else to put that. I know I've said the word called like 5,000 times, but it's just the way it is, because it's one of those jobs that is so challenging and rewarding, but so challenging that you have to have that thing in the back of your mind that's giving you the perspective of, I'm here for a reason. I am called to do this. This is my will. This is God's will for my life. And then in return, your perspective and outlook will be so much more positive and you will realize that this is where you're supposed to be. So I just hope that, especially the first year teachers out there, that you can just see this and really internalize that this is your calling, and the way that it's going to go this year is the way that God has planned it out. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.